everyone, my name is Novi. So in this video I would like to discuss about one topic, especially we will use in IELTS in writing section. And the topic for this video is about one types of sentence. They are compound and also complex sentence. But for disclaimer, never think that these types of sentences will be as complex that you imagine. But no worries, because we will discuss it together. Now let's begin with compound sentence. Basically, compound sentence is a kind of sentence which consists of two independent clauses, and we also can combine with several things. For example, like semicolon, comma, coordinate conjunction, and also adverbial conjunction. So here's the example of a compound sentence. So many people is going to study abroad, but they haven't prepared yet. So this kind of sentence is belong to compound sentence. But for IELTS writing, this kind of text is quite simple and very basic. So we suggest you to create deeper or more rigid sentences for compound sentence. So here is the example. The fees for this form of education are usually reasonable because a large number of people are taught at once. So in this section of sentence, there are two kinds of conjunction. The first one is in addition. This is kind of adverbial conjunction to express that you want to add something. And the second one, there is word because. Because is also coordinate conjunction that can use as a bridge to unite a compound sentence. So what makes different with the compound and also complex sentence? If compound sentence, they are consist of two independent clauses. However, for complex sentence, there consists of one independent clauses and also one or more dependent clauses. Because of this distinction, so right now I'm going to explain to you what is independent clauses and also dependent clauses. Independent clauses is a kind of clause that actually they can stand by themselves. By not giving any clauses or adding any clauses, this kinds of clause it can stand by yourself and we can understand the meaning. However, for the dependent clause, they will not make any meaning for its own the moment when they are standing by themselves. They always rely on independent clauses. In order you are not confused with this dependent also independent clauses, I will give you the simple clauses of independent clauses. Jimmy studied in the library for his math quiz. So this is independent clauses because without any additional clauses, you have understand what actually the subject or Jimmy does. And it's quite clear about what Jimmy is doing right now. And for the second one is dependent clauses. When Jimmy studied in library for his math and blah blah blah. So it means the moment when we adding when, it becomes dependent clauses where we need several more explanation to complete these sentences in order we can understand what actually the writer wants to express. So this is quite clear, right? The difference of dependent and also independent sentences. Let's talk about coordinate conjunction. Coordinate conjunction is kind of conjunction which give two equal emphasized form of main clause. So it means this kind of conjunction that can link between two main clauses and we can pair it together to create a compound sentence. And we can call the word that for coordinate conjunction as a fun voice. F is for to express a reason, and then and to express the addition, and nor for the form of negation which follow by the negative form, and but to express something that contrarily happen or contrastly happen. And for but nor I mean it also be different with previously we are talking about the negation. For this nor is this has the same meaning with nevertheless or but. And for the last one is so. So is kind of conclusion, or they have same meaning with therefore, and or we can expressing um, as a sad consequence. We're really sorry because we mistook words. For O is or, they can express the alternative that have a similar condition, and for the Y is to express something contrastly happen. Y is for yeah. On adverbial conjunction. Basically, for adverbial conjunction, we can divide it into four parts. The first part is how we use to express something that want to be added or for an addition. For example, we can add beside, furthermore, also, moreover, and etc. And for the second one is how we can express something that contrastly happen. For example, you can use however, in spite of, no, nevertheless, nonetheless, etc. and etc. For the third one is about cause and effect, or the result of something. For example, you can use accordingly, consequently, and thus, therefore. And for the last one is about time. For example, you can use afterward, then, finally, and so on and so forth. So here is the example of adverbial conjunction. Once, when you use this kinds of adverbial conjunction to express the independent clause, so it means you have created one compound sentence. For the sign is about semicolon. Semicolon is a sign come across with comma and also colon, usually to express in exchange of first dot or full stop. Secondly is in exchange of comma. They also can be used before the adverbial conjunction or adverbial conjunction. So here is the example. For example, it's mine, it's yours. Without giving them separation and to make it rigid to be one sentence, you can use semicolon without any single words again. Talking about complex sentence, many people do not realize that complex structure and also complex sentence is really different. The moment when you want to talking about complex structure, you are talking about inversion, passive voice, causative, and etc. But here we want to talk about complex sentence. What does complex sentence means? Complex sentence is a sentence which consists of independent clauses and one or more dependent clauses. And many people usually using dependent clauses and divide it or classify it into three parts. The first part is adjective clauses. Adjective clauses is when you use this kind of dependent clauses with the conjunction of who, which, where, or another WH question. And here's the example of the simple structure of adjective clauses. That arrested was later proven to be innocent. That's true of simple basic adjective clauses, but we think that it's too simple and very basic. We can combine or improve by using the sentence. For example, The testimony and over glorify alumni toward the foreign country makes many people want to go study abroad, which which make a strong narrative that study will bring a bright future. As we see in the sentence beside this, there is word which makes. This is the example of adjective clauses that inform or express a causative verb to show that they learn there is at least a reason about something which happens. Second one is adverbial clause. We also often give this kind of clauses by using conjunction if, although, because, when, and so on and so forth. And here's the example. I will, if we do apologize, let me repeat once more. If I study hard, the success will come. That's true. The example of adverbial clause, but it's a little bit basic. So let's improve. This is the example. While it might be true, students are coming to top-ranked college. The drawback occur to destination country when it comes to overwhelming of unemployment. We know that we have, well, it might be true, and then you are giving when it comes blah blah blah. So this kind of structure or pattern is can make you are able to elaborate more your adverbial clauses. For the last one is going to the noun clauses. Noun clauses is actually are last to be used, but however, the moment when you can elaborate using noun clauses, you can improve your skill of writing. I will give you the example. What does the noun clause means? For example, there you stated from your data, you can explore your data and then you can make a argument that most people say blah 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 or most people convince blah blah blah. This is true, but this is kind of noun clauses that are very basic. So you can also try to create the noun clause as a subject instead of an object. This is the example. Some of this could be detecting what learners must study. So you can try to improve in order you can try to convince to the graders that actually you have a good or rigid sentences using noun clauses. Here's the video about complex sentence, and please remember, if you are confusing, for example, why or when we use the complex sentence, but I'm going to tell you that basically complex sentence is to be used for answering or the moment when you want to expanding more your main idea, you want to give the more elaboration, or you want to scrutinize by giving some reason and giving subordinate conjunction belong to the this kind of complex sentence. It can make your sentences to be more rigid and better the moment when you are giving adjective clause, noun clause, or etc. Principle of complex sentence, there consists of first subordinating conjunction, and for the second one as relative pronouns. Let's analyze this writing. As we sign in the red color, we also have word that, therefore, also, and also another that, to conjunct adjective clauses. And in the other hand, we also have another like while others, and the example of adjective clause text explain that some of the consequence of climate change may have been understood. So this is the sentence that they want to explain the evidence. That's what we call as noun clauses when it want to explain the object. This is the final section of this video. So I hope by this video you will be able to improve your writing skill by giving complex and also compound sentence. Thank you and good luck.